Hello, friends, and welcome to a surprise Thursday stream because while we were sleeping, something really important happened. Hopefully, you guys have already seen the cool new video over on our Facebook page or wherever it may be. But don't worry, if you haven't already seen the video, we are going to be sharing it on the stream. But while we were sleeping, the all-new Surface laptop Go 2 was announced. AP, can you give me one word that perfectly encompasses your excitement for this product?
Stoked.
Stoked?
Ooh, stoked.
Fletch,
Like
what would your one word be, Fletch? I did not discuss this with you guys beforehand, so I've really put you on the spot.
No, I like AP's word. I'm really on the spot now. I'm wilting under pressure, would say.
You can't just say the same.
Come on.
Awesome. O for awesome.
That's the best
O for awesome.
O for awesome.
O for awesome. See, instead of dissing on you, I should have been preparing for what my word would be, but I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm ready to go. I think that this is such an awesome addition to our Surface family lineup. So, of course, there are some similarities between the current generation of Surface Go and the Surface Laptop Go, and now the Surface Laptop Go 2. And we're going to tell you a little bit about what those differences are as we go through the stream today. Fantabulous from Mon. Yes, fantabulous is a great word to describe it, right? Mon, I know how much of a fan of the Surface Laptop Go you are, so I hope you're just as excited as us to see the next generation. But, guys, I know we're going to talk a lot about this, but we should watch this. So good, Jay. Our friend, you noticed one of the first things we noticed too, that sage color. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is it? I am so looking forward to getting to see that in person and just see what that color looks like, right? You know, Jonesy is joining us in the chat.
Loves a
and
color,
we all know, Lisa Jones loves a color. Guys, are we all going to say sage? But what are your favorite colors in this lineup?
I mean, I feel like I get to say sage first because
you get to go first.
I'll take sage. Yeah. I'm watching AP. I think he has to tell us his favorite color now.
The green one?
The green one.
No, you can't. I already see.
Yes, I can. I can do that. Yeah. To be fair, I kind of missed some of the stuff because I was doing something else this morning. So what other colors are available? Because I did see that at the end, but I was just bopping to the music. So can you run me down, Hannah, what colors are? Because I feel like that's important.
It is important. See, Lisa knows. So sage may be Lisa's new favorite color, closely followed by sandstone. So yes, sandstone is still available. That beautiful new sage color has come to the family. Yes, Mon, you did indeed see blue. So that ice blue is still there. And of course, our tried true platinum color is still available. So we now have 4 different colors of the Surface Laptop Go 2.
That ice blue
I'd have to choose
really nice
ice blue because I've got one. And I've got a Surface Laptop 4 in sandstone.
Humble brags.
No. I'm purely saying it for Lisa's benefit because she really wants something in sandstone, and I have one and she doesn't, so that's even better.
And Hannah, I'm surprised you didn't say it because we always talk about our bangers in the hype videos.
Yeah.
But,
I'm so glad that you guys can't see us while we play those videos because we're hyped in the background. We're having a boogie along. We always pick such good tunes just to get you excited, right?
I have to say, we've got bangers, but then there's some bangers that are more banging than other bangers, and I would say this is one of those more banging bangers for a banging device.
It totally is a more banging banger. Oh, how many times can you say that in a sentence, my friend? But obviously, okay. We'll go. So obviously, we've talked about colors. What else in the video stood out to you guys?
The gaming. Gaming.
I
think that's something that, is still relatively new to some people when it comes to how more available gaming is and how much we're going to be talking about gaming when it comes to Surface coming up. Because with things like Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I know everyone who's tuning in is very well aware of, the Surface device is becoming devices that are true gaming devices. And that is because of things like cloud gaming, which is in beta here in New Zealand. It's fully launched in Australia, and it makes you not have to, compromise when it comes to having a great looking device in sage green, because that's the best color, and being able to do what you love on it, right? All these uni students who won't be able to afford 2 devices, but who this is absolutely a device for them, can still game, and that's thanks to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
100%, Fletch. I really love that. And I think that the laptop go-to is such a great all-rounder, right? Whether that be for your uni students, whether that be for your mum, whether that be for a creative professional, something like that, a nice, sleek, portable device that has, we've now got i5, 11th gen Intel i5 processors in these. We've got 8 gig 128 model for Australia and New Zealand, and there is also an 8 gig 256 model as well. Cool things about both of those is, of course, the fingerprint scanner. You guys know that we love talking about Windows Hello, that awesome way of secure sign-in. So there is a 4 gig RAM model, so an i5 4 gig 128, but we're not going to be ranging that locally here. So just so you guys know, so we only have the ones with a fingerprint scanner. So that's a nice thing to know. Fletch?
I was going to say, to me, that as someone who used to sell these and talking to guys who still sell them, that's almost a relief, because it brings less confusion into the sale, right? The better we can get at keeping the sales motion kind of smooth, the better we can get for our customers who are here at understanding that, at looking at this device. I think that's a big deal.
100%. And I think that, we all know that classic i5 8 gig is such a great point for everybody, right? It's really going to do all of your everyday tasks with ease. But, as we talk through what it is we might want to be able to do with the device, that's when you might need to step up to those higher level models. But I think Surface Laptop Go 2 now with those i5 8 gig models is going to be such a good all-rounder. Such a good all-rounder. AP, what is something you noticed in that video that made you go, oh yeah, okay?
I noticed a lot, if I'm honest. But one thing that I thought was really nice, and when you ask me, you never know what kind of answer that you're going to get.
I never do, but I'm always excited for it.
Yeah, no, look, and I know that you're gonna talk through some of this stuff, but I just think it's such a good thing to say, that whole adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we've got that form factor right, and we haven't changed some of it, right? It's the same screen size. We've kept the res the same. It's touch. The keyboard looks great. But having said that, we've made needed improvements, right, to some of the bits and pieces. And one other shout out too, and I'm just passionate about this at the moment, is the gaming. So cloud gaming, but also we kind of snuck in a little graphics processor. So I won't spoil it into this. That kind of went over my head, and then I went,
hold on a minute. Hang
on a minute. That's big. Yeah. So I'm not going to ruin it now. But yeah, I really like, and I think that the color range is really cool. Been old, computers have been black or some sort of off-white for my entire life. And to have them, in a nice color, sort of, that's reasonably fashionable, if I'm allowed to say that, is really cool too. So I was like, a little proud dad moment when the Go 2 came up, because I think it's a killer device.
Totally agree. And something that I can't believe we haven't touched on yet is the camera. So I know, AP, just as you said there, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But there have been those necessary improvements made. And I think, based on feedback we've seen online and all of those things, the camera was one of the kind of big things that came up. So Fletch, I know that you're more of a pro at talking about this than I am. What's new? What's new with the camera in this device, my friend?
Yeah, AP's
and
just
why is
it well, look, it is. I think the big thing when it comes to Surface cameras is having a little bit of thought about how we can talk to it beyond how many pixels you can get onto a screen when you're using that camera. So the great things about the cameras that is in the Surface Laptop Go 2 device is really twofold. One, it's the software, and two, it's the lens, right? So this is an f2 stop lens, which is pretty good. AP, I know, is good at talking to this as well, but the lower the number on when you see an F and then a number after it for the camera, the better it is. So f2 stop is really, really good for a webcam on a device. But to back that up, we use great software to make sure that that sensor is picking up the light and making us look as best as we can, as pretty full as possible, while still like just being visible, right? And I really notice it, like the amount of times we're using our Surface cameras on calls when we talk to people who don't use Surface cameras, like you do notice it.
For sure. And I think, you know, we talked about it when things like the Pro 8 and the Laptop Studio came out, but the software things that kind of back that up, right, Fletch? And the fact that, you know, if I'm sitting in a room that might not be as well lit, like sometimes my house makes it look like I'm in a dungeon, and it's just a bit dark and a bit weird. Or if I'm sitting right by a window and I bend over to grab a drink or something like that, like if you move and that light changes, that it just kind of freaks out and it all looks totally different. The software that backs this up kind of ensures that we look good with those ambient light sensors no matter where we're moving. So a really great experience. You know, we know that we're living in this hybrid working world now. People are using things like Microsoft Teams more and more every day. So the cameras are a really important part of that journey and, you know, what we perceive people to be using this device for. And you guys know the microphones and speakers are a huge part of that as well. And we've talked about it a lot, but this device has two things that are really unique and special to the Surface family. AP, do you want to talk about the speakers, my friend?
Oh yes, I can, absolutely, and I'm glad that they've kept going with the Omnisonic. But I did notice in some of the tech stuff that that they have increased the quality of how that sound comes through, like you would on a Surface Laptop 4. So using the screen to bounce some of the sound off to make it more immersive. There's some new Dolby additives as well. I can't remember the specific ones. I just don't want to say it wrong on stream. But it's because there's like Dolby Vision, there's this whole bunch of stuff, but it's got Dolby Audio built in, and that's kind of the matrix that is making that work. And the fact that we've managed to keep the keyboard cool and fire that stuff through is just a kind of testament to the engineering, I think. And that's what you should expect from a Surface. And it goes back to that, you know, DNA of a Surface. This is still very much just as Surface than everything else, even though it's at the lower end of the range, you know, in all of the stuff that we've got available.
100%. And of course, we also have those dual studio microphones as well. So, you know, it's designed to not just pick you up if you're facing direct on, you're able to kind of move around to the side a little bit as well. So that great experience for whatever it is you're using it on, wherever it is you're using it as well. So really, really important. And AP, I really like what you said there about still having that premium experience, even in, you know, a more entry-level device. Yep. And I think that that's what I love so much about the Laptop Go 2 now and the Surface Go 3, right? Is having something that still feels premium, that still has that wonderful experience at a price point that we know people feel comfortable spending, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's important. It's not important. It's crucial to the brand. It's crucial to the brand because it's a premium brand, and we don't just make up this kind of engineering stuff, you know, and to put our label to something. And that's what you should expect too. It's that satisfaction, you know, not only are you satisfied with the software, but this is our best iteration of hardware to complement that software. So you should expect to get a touch, to get a Pixel Sense touchscreen, right? That technology has been around since 2004 when we partnered with Samsung. It came out on the first Surface. It's the way that it's so accurate, and the fact that you can do so many different gestures easily and accurately on that. Like you're not getting that because you've decided to sort of maybe jump a little bit in money to get yourself a premium device, because I think we've all realized that how important these things are now, right? Like it's not just for doing bits and pieces at home, it's for maybe working from home or learning from home, and things like the camera, like Fletch mentioned before, you just can't do without a low quality camera these days because we're doing so much stuff with it. So that's what I really like, that we haven't lost our sense of DNA in it, and the fact that goes across the rest of our product range as well too. So Fletch, I could hear you were busting to say something, mate. So I'm going to just leave the door open for you.
Nice. I think just you hitting the nail on the head today, AP. It is a good day.
One day.
But I wanted to ask Hannah something.
Yeah.
Because I know it's something you're passionate about, and it's something that I think a lot of people get concerned about, and has become just more and more front of mind for me, having a young kid. But like sustainability, right? Microsoft says we want to be carbon neutral by, what is it, year 2030?
2030.
Or is it 30? Yeah. So how are we moving towards that with Surface?
That is such a great question, Fletch. And that's something that, hopefully you guys know I'm really passionate about. We've talked about it through an array of different things with Surface, like awesome new accessories like the Ocean Plastic Mouse, where it's not just saving plastic from going to recycling, it's actually pulling plastic back up out of the ocean. Really, really cool. But things that we've done in the Surface Laptop Go 2, of course, across the Surface range, we've really worked on our packaging to make sure that the packaging is fully recyclable. But something really cool about the Surface Laptop Go 2 as well is at the base of it, that polycarbonate resin design is actually made out of 30% recycled materials, whether that be from other PCs or things like that. It's all, really adding to that sustainable message as we move forward. It's also got an increase in its Energy Star rating as well, which is really, really important for us to, continue on that message. And I know, not only is it important for Microsoft as a company and Microsoft as a brand, but I know individuals are starting to care about it more and more as well. We want to be, as you said, Fletch, now you have a child, it's something that's more front of mind. We want to be conscious of the mark that we're leaving or not leaving as much of on this world. So, having that sustainability story and everything we do is really important to us. Let's bring up, guys, just in case, I know we've covered a lot already, but I feel like there's always so much more we can talk to as we go through. So I'm just going to bring up the Microsoft website as well with this beautiful product page. Look at her. Look at her in all of her glory, that beautiful new sage green color. AP, which version of Windows is this device running?
This, and that was most of my happiness when this image came up. Is it's running Windows 11, shipping with Windows 11, which is super cool. And I just think like taking advantage of some of the new features in Windows 11 through the touch experience and the trackpad and all that kind of stuff, just making a great experience. Last time, even better with Windows 11 baked in from the get-go. Security, it's got Windows Hello built in the fingerprint reader as well, which is super, super easy, and kind of just taking the best out of Windows there and looking real pretty at the same time. So that's what I'm loving on the screen. But is that really a surprise to you at all? I would not think so.
100%. So not only does it ship with Windows 11 this time around, it is Windows 11 Home rather than Windows 11 Home in S mode. Yes. So that is something exciting, new, and different about this product. So I don't know if we've mentioned this actually, but it's been announced today, and it's actually joining us in stores really, really soon. So this product is launching on the 7th of June. So that is next Tuesday. So really exciting that we can say, guess what's coming? And next week we're going to be like, oh my goodness, she's here. So I don't have to wait so long to see that beautiful new sage green in person. So it is available for pre-order now, whether that be through Microsoft website directly or through any of our retail partner pages. It is ready, and our customers will be able to collect it really, really soon. So all of these beautiful colors, as we mentioned, that sage green, ice blue, and that beautiful sandstone color as well, which used to be Jonesy's favorite, that may have been replaced by sage. So really looking at what we want to be using this for. Fletch, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, there's one other thing that I'm thinking, and
that's
how I don't like putting my devices on charge.
Yes.
So how long will this last before I have to get off my bum and go put it on charge?
Thank you, Fletcher. Great question. This has also had a little bit of a bump in battery life as well. So this is now 13 and a half hours of battery life. But Fletch, when you do have to get off your butt and charge it, you don't have to get off your butt for very long, because in 1 hour, you can get 80% of your full charge within that first hour. So this also supports fast charging through your Surface Connect port as well.
Okay. So I quite often as well, this is going to sound really crazy to some people,
You always sound
take
crazy.
an extra step of laziness. Yeah, that's true. This is very true. Nothing unusual here. But I legit sometimes with my book free, because I still use that a heck of a lot for work, just plonk it down on the counter and plug my phone charger in there into it. Can I do that with my laptop Go?
You sure can, my friend. So I can't believe we haven't touched on it yet, but in talking about the ports, of course, you've got your good old Surface Connect, you've got your headphone jack, then on the other side, you have a USB-A and a USB-C as well. So, Fletch, for your laziness, you can also charge through that USB-C port.
Thank you for enabling me, Surface. Thank you.
Always, empowering every person or organization on the planet to achieve more, however
or less. Or less.
Yeah, more or less. But I think that that's really important, right? Like when we're talking about battery life and all of those things, dream big and travel light. I think, us landing on this part of the product page is so fitting, right? If you are going away just overnight or something, you don't have to take every single charger that you need for every single device. You could just take a one USB-C charger, or classic Surface charger things, having that USB port within the Surface charger as well, so you can charge other devices just out of your Surface charger too. So really important. This device is also super nice and light as well. It's 1.12 kgs, which we believe, we've reached out to our nugget expert Lisa Jones, is about 68 chicken nuggets. So the important things.
There we go.
Yes, very good question there, Jay, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I knew that you would have some good questions for us on here. So does this support Windows Ink? The answer, unfortunately, is no. But there's a pretty good reason for that. Right, AP?
Yeah, there surely is. It just comes down to thank you. I'm just making sure I'm
just
on
like,
point
what?
for that.
I was half expecting you to with my track record today. I was like, yes, that's right, isn't it, Fletch?
Yeah, that's right.
Pat on the back.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. It doesn't support the inking like with a digital pen. But in saying that, it's still a touchscreen device, and it's still a device that you can use a stylus on, so just with a rubber-ended stylus. So you can still do that. But at the same time, though, it's when you're talking about getting all these premium features and coming down to price, this is not the form factor that sort of leads itself to inking with a pen anyway. So it's kind of a sensible, I guess, omission on our part to be able to shove some other goodness in there. So I'm kind of glad that we haven't sort of done that and replaced it with something else, because a lot of those other features that have come through have really sort of made sense. But in having said that, though, the touch experience is amazing, right? And there's a lot of things you haven't had to learn new gestures from the trackpad. You can do them on the screen with Windows 11. So yeah, it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and I think as well, just like building on AP's point, stealing his glory a little bit here.
Standard.
Yeah, just standard everyday practice for us over here.
Dream team.
I think, it's important that we know this is the Surface Go 2, this is what it has, and this is a Surface Laptop 4, and this is what that has. So if I'm talking to a customer, first question I'd ask with a Surface device is like, what are you going to use it for? Right? Like, where are you going to use it? Then I'm going to get an idea of, okay, is it laptop form factor? Is it 2-in-1 form factor? And then I can start asking those little questions like, do you want to be able to sign the odd document with your pen? Okay, then yeah, we're going to look at the laptop 4 to give you that best experience. But, that's coming with a higher price tag. So it gives us that, you pay more, you get more, but hey, you can still pay a little bit less and get this fantastic device that has a lot of the features that you want on this, but they might not be essential to you. So we've got a great offering.
Absolutely. And I really like that, Fletch. And thanks, Jay, for that question, because it is a really important one. So we're sure that we're asking the right questions and we're considering the right things when we're looking at purchasing a device, right? So if inking is something that's super important, non-negotiable, if they're really that passionate about it, I'd definitely move to that 2-in-1 form factor conversation, right? Because as Fletch said, for doing simple things like signing a document or something like that, It works on the laptop form factor, but I'm not going to go drawing in Photoshop on a laptop form factor because I'm going to be really awkward in doing that. It's much easier to do in kind of that tablet design on something like a Surface Go 3, a Surface Pro 8, or the Surface Laptop Studio. So, but that, just as the guys were saying, the price point for this device is really important to us, to have that great device at a great price point that's a really good all-rounder. I was expecting somebody else to come in there. I was just like, no. Am I talking too much, guys? No, that's all good.
No, not at all.
So, of course, I'm not going to play these little videos, but there are some cool little videos here. So being able to run your go-to apps, I think that i5 8GB, as we mentioned earlier on today's stream, that's a really good configuration for the kinds of things that most people want to do with their device. Look and sound your best. We've covered that with the great improvements to the camera, the iconic Omnisonic speakers and dual mic setup, but typing that feels good. Fletch, I know that you love to talk about a good keyboard experience, right?
Doesn't he?
I do. I mean, like, what are you going to do more than anything on a form factor like this, right? You're going to type on it. So it needs a good keyboard. And I love this typing form factor. I know I'm not the only one, because time and time again on Surface laptops, on Surface Books, on laptop studios, on the Go 2, that is one of the highest satisfaction features we have on a device. And I believe so much in the typing experience that you get from this that my keyboard mirrors it. So, even when I'm using my desktop, I'm using a keyboard that has stolen that design, so that I can keep that comfortable typing. There we go. Like the spacing.
It's just so good. So good. And what I really love about Surface keyboards and other Microsoft keyboards as well is the function keys, right, Fletch?
Oh, yeah. So I love a good function key. I think that function keys are one of those things that I always look at straight away on on any device. Because if it's missing a few, I don't like it.
I love how much, I'm sorry, both AP and I had to giggle how much you've revved up into that. And then it makes a difference, right? And how you use it day to day, if you just want to turn your volume up a little bit and those kinds of things, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm sitting at bed at night, I'm not typing away searching things, but I'm hitting those volume keys all the time. I'm hitting the play and pause. I'm hitting the brightness keys. Those are essential to me. I like the fact that you have that, you see that little key that's next to Alt on the right. That brings up action menus or right clicks when you're in things, so you get more options. If you ever want to, struggling to find the outline button on PowerPoint, don't worry, just hit that button. It's what it's designed to be there for. And quite often you can actually change what those buttons do. So if you use something all the time, like you want a button just dedicated to snip, change it to be dedicated to snip, and you're away.
So good. AP, we had a polite little hand up there.
Yes, just to add on to your keyboard story, Fletch, something that I really like. And
now you're stealing my glory, is what you're saying,
mate. I've got to get mine back sometime.
Yeah,
no, something I really like, and that I haven't used my laptop Go as a daily driver, but when you need to authenticate with Windows Hello, it illuminates the key to put your finger on it. And I think I know you said your mum's got one, and I don't think that's the entire demographic here, but for people who are not used to this Windows Hello, signing into your phone now seems to be a thing with most of the brands having the facial thing. Like, how did that just happen? Did I just pay for something I didn't mean to? Like, when it needs to authenticate, it fires up on the keyboard, boom, thanks for coming. So you can't A, accidentally do it, and B, when you need to do it at the same time. So I thought that was pretty cool as well too.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that it's in the power button, right? Because it's a really logical place to put your finger when you get started. And then, as you say, AP, it's not like I just turn it on and wait a bit. It lets you know when it's just okay, it's turned on now. Now it's ready for your fingerprint. That little illumination is a really nice and now it's your time.
Absolutely. Please present.
And Jay, I can confirm from many hours of personal experience that Bluey does look amazing and sound amazing with Pixel Sense and Omnisonic speakers.
It sure will.
It's the important things, right? It is indeed all of those important
Best
things.
babysitter ever. Jay, yes, babysitter.
So I really loved this when I was looking at this on the Microsoft website today. This beautiful layout, just showing you all of the kinds of things that you can use a Surface Laptop Go to for. So there's some that like are obvious, like I think PowerPoint, having that beautiful experience with Microsoft 365 is really important. Fletch, are you going to be really mad if we keep going, or do you want to shout out some extra?
I was just going to say, look at that beautiful new PowerPoint design on that beautiful new device and beautiful new operating system.
So good. So it's designed to help you be productive. It's designed for you to be entertained, you know, through the power of Windows 11 and some of those cool new applications and functionalities. I can watch TikToks all day long for 13 and a half hours if I so choose. And if it dies, I can, you know, recharge up to 80% within that first hour. We've talked a little bit as well about playing games on this device, right? So Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, I think that that would be a great attach for something like a Surface Laptop Go 2. You know, with cloud gaming in Australia, with cloud gaming in beta in New Zealand. I think I've mentioned that on every stream because I'm obviously really excited about this functionality coming through to us. Have you not heard, AP? Did you not know about that? Have I not
I've heard.
But how cool is that, right, guys? I know we talked about it already a little bit, but I think, you know, what do you guys feel that kind of means for people wanting to get an entry-level product that can do more?
The world.
Like
truly
the world.
though, right?
Like, it does, yeah.
How much more confidence are you going to have when you're going out and buying a device to just buy what you truly believe is right for your day-to-day, when you know that you've got software that can enable you to do what you love afterwards, right? Like that's just so powerful. I can get my Sage Green Surface Laptop Go 2, and I know that with cloud gaming, I'm going to be able to come home and play Halo Infinite on it, right? Like AAA brand new release games, and it's going to be seamless. I've seen Ty do it. I've seen AP play on it in Aussie, and like I'm very FOMO right now. Very jealous.
We've watched longingly from afar. And I think that that's just so good, right? You know, like as the world starts to open up a little bit more and things start to change, you know, we're heading over to Sydney really soon for a work trip. I've gone accustomed to playing video games every single day. So I don't know what I'm going to do in my hotel room by myself, right? So having things like cloud gaming, if you're on the go and you still want to enjoy those things that you get to enjoy in the comfort of your own home, I think that that's just such a cool experience. And I'm so excited to be able to talk more about that as well. And in speaking of software, another really cool thing that you guys may or may not have clocked in the video is Clipchamp. We're going to talk about this a lot more moving forward.
You're going to hear a lot about Clipchamp in the next few months, so buckle in because it's an exciting ride ahead.
It sure is. Have you guys looked into it much already? Don't want to put anyone on the spot.
I have a little, and I liked it, but time was not my friend that day, so I haven't had a chance to get back in. But the fact that some of those amazing templates that are available in there, I'm like, that would make my life so much easier doing this stuff. And the fact I can do it on a Surface Laptop Go 2, right?
100%. So Clipchamp is a software that Microsoft has acquired. So it was an app that already existed, and we just went, this is what we're missing. You know, it's not 2008 anymore. We don't have Windows Movie Maker. That's something that I've really missed in my life. So I am so looking forward to Clipchamp. It's going to be great for creators, for editors, and you know, it's software that can run on a device like a Surface Laptop Go 2, which is really 100%. Really awesome.
It's you know, people didn't actually go to photos to edit videos. So having something that's dedicated is great, and it's great that we've acknowledged it and filled the gap. It's very exciting.
Very, very exciting. Jay, yes, we are in beta. So what are we talking about? Cloud gaming. Cloud gaming is currently in beta in New Zealand for insiders only. So it was an invite-only beta. Am I really jealous about that? Yes, I am. Monique, is that what you've been using to play games at lunchtime? I would really like to know. I've seen your posts and I'm just like, how are you doing this, Mum? So please let us know. But lucky last thing that we are. Disney Plus is now available through the Microsoft Store. Let's touch on that. I am a Disney adult, so that's obviously really exciting for me. But let's talk a little bit more about Microsoft Edge quickly as well.
Mm.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, AP was talking about it a lot on Tuesday, so I feel like you should,
I was, and thank you for that. Thank you for that invitation, Fletch. I love Edge. I think it's awesome. The fact that obviously it's baked into Windows 11 now. Some really cool things that I think oftentimes that we sort of take for granted is things like the horizontal tabs. Or the vertical tabs, whatever you want to call them.
I'm a convert. I love vertical tabs.
Yeah, right. I wasn't in the beginning. I was like, what are you doing taking my screen space? And now it's so much easier to do that because we seem to just have so many browser windows open, but also the ability to manage the performance of Edge, and more so to optimize your battery life. So, it's great that it's got a Chromium engine as a baseline. But part of that uses a lot of system resources. So that's not something new. Everyone knows that. But the ability to be able to manage that. So when I'm on Power Saver, please, kind of put some of these tabs to sleep. It's just going to allow you to watch more TikTok videos, Hannah, with the 13 and a half hours battery life. But it makes sense, right? If you're not using said feature and you're doing something else, then it kind of just puts it to sleep. And I think that's a really powerful thing. Plus, managing your passwords, and it's all ingrained into your Microsoft account. So when you transition across, all of that stuff comes. It's just it's a beautiful experience. It's an AP kind of experience. So just do it and just tell me when it's done, and make sure all my stuff is over there, so I don't have to think too hard. And I mean, I use it as a daily driver, of course, but I'm still a massive fan.
Yeah, 100%. And if you guys haven't seen AP's Windows 11 notebook streams, he did one just on Tuesday and the Tuesday before. Highly recommend going to check those out because it's a great insight into AP's brain. But it's a great deep dive into some of kind of like those little features that if you didn't know they were there, you may never have not gone looking for them. So if you missed out on those, Monique, I know that you were there watching live, but if you guys haven't seen them, highly recommend going to check them out because they're really, really helpful.
Boom.
Always welcome. Everyone's welcome.
All right, guys, I know that we're running a little bit over time. We're trying to stick to a 30-minute, but did we really think that was going to happen?
That was never going to happen,
we're talking
Hannah.
about
that
a new
was
Surface
never going
device
to happen.
with someone like me, just never going to happen. But of course, the accessory piece is really important as well. You guys can see all of our beautiful accessories up there on the screen. We talked about it a little bit before, if we're using this out and about, then we might want something like Microsoft USB-C Travel Hub to go alongside, something like an Arc mouse. Yes, Fletch, something like a Surface Precision mouse, or the one that you see there is the Microsoft Ergonomic mouse. If you're at a desk all the time, if you're clicking around all day, every day, really important to look after your hands, not get repetitive strain disorder, all of those kinds of things. Yes, Jay, that's what I'm going to do. I got serious FOMO when you sent me that photo the other day of seeing a Surface Duo 2 in person. So that is 100% on my to-do list to go to the Microsoft Store while we're in Sydney in a couple of weeks to go and check that out in person because I have really serious FOMO that I haven't got to play with one just yet. Not jealous at all that you have. I'm happy for you, but sad for me. But guys, I think the perfect thing to round us off is to just land here and talking about the Surface family as a whole, right? We've talked about it a couple of times throughout our stream today, and the fact that we just have so many great Surface devices at a range of prices that will really help suit any and all of our customers. Do you guys have any other points that you want to add on the Surface Laptop Go 2 and its place in the Surface family before we close out today?
No, I just think really, I think it's getting a lot clearer, a lot more natural. I think even, the questions that were being asked today about what features the Laptop Go 2 had kind of really helps to build that story of, either top-down selling from the laptop for down, or, asking the right qualifying questions and there being a more clear set to ask as we, continue to grow the Surface family.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is just in general, after, if anything good has come out of the last couple of years, is the fact that people have realized that mediocrity on a device is just unacceptable. And the fact that these are so ingrained in our lives now that we are making some of these features available for people when potentially it was out of reach before, but that you get it's a pair of safe hands no matter what you choose in the Surface range. And I think that that's amazing at being there from the beginning with just the one device. Now we've got all of these across, and every single device, including the Surface Laptop Go 2, has its place for a reason to make sure that everyone's having that experience. So yeah, it's I'm really proud of the kind of like the setup that we've done, and great job today, Han, too. So I know it's pressure when it comes to these launch days, and we're always the first under the microscope. So well done.
So much fun. That is the perfect note to close on, AP. I think that's what really resonates with me about this beautiful new addition to the Surface family as well. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our first impressions overview of this product. We will, of course, have some more next Tuesday when it actually lands with us. But if you guys want to know more, head over to Expert Zone. There will be a brand new introducing Surface Laptop Go 2 story for you guys to, keep working towards your road to Platinum. Jay, I know you're already there, but let's keep going.
You might want to do it because we may be giving away some prizes.
Yes, that is.
So if you do it now, you're ahead of the game.
Very good shout out, Fletch. So keep it locked to Expert Zone, to all of our social channels. As Fletch just alluded to, we have something really exciting coming your way soon. So eagle eyes, watch all of our socials that will appear on the end card that I'm about to pop up in a second. But thank you guys so much for joining us and joining in our excitement today. We will see you tomorrow for a gaming stream. Catch you later, everyone.